Hey Redeemer, well thank you for tuning into this month's edition of The Big Idea, which is Redeemer's monthly video to talk about our strategic objectives. And you remember those three major strategic goals that we have: worship, ministry to families with children, and center of faith. Well, I've got Becky Wade here with us, our Director of Community Engagement, and we're going to talk to you a little bit about what's going on with our Center of Faith initiative, that major priority that is essentially Redeemer's service arm to our community. It's one of those big ways that we serve our community, not just with our words, but with our actions. And how do we share the love of Jesus Christ with people who are living in the 2-mile radius and really even the 5-mile radius around Redeemer? So Becky's going to talk to us a little bit about what's happening with Center of Faith, and particularly our food distribution program that we have been running now for several years, and it continues to run really, really strong. Yes. So Becky, why don't you give us a little bit of an update about what's happening with our food distribution and how many people we're serving and all those kinds of things.
So Redeemer, first and foremost, yes, like Pastor Matt said, this March will be 4 years that we've actually been running the Center of Faith this way. So thank you so much for all of your time and your talents and your treasures that you've donated up to this point. Right now, we are currently passing out between 70 and 80 bags of food per week. Our distribution times are Thursdays from 3 to 6, and then alternating Saturdays from 11 to 1. So that's one of our needs is volunteers. We always need volunteers. So if you have time in those time areas that you could give us, that would be awesome. Also, we always need people to help inventory and pack bags. The majority of that is being done now on Wednesdays between about 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. But those times are really flexible. So if you've got some time and this is an area that God's laying on your heart, we would love to have you join our team. The second thing that I've got a lot of people asking me is, what can we give? So if you've been at Redeemer for a while, you know there used to be a list in the bulletin of specific food pantry needs. That list is no longer there, and I want to just take a second to tell you guys why. So about a year and a half ago, we became an agent of Feed More, and we've talked about that a lot. But in case you aren't sure what that exactly means, what that means is that we now get the majority of our food staples from Feed More. So we don't encourage people to give actual food as often now as we really, really encourage monetary donations. The reason for that is when we buy our food from Feed More, we are getting food, non-perishable goods, for about 7 to 9 cents a pound. All of our perishable goods are about 2 cents a pound, and all of our bakery and dairy is completely free. So when you go to the store, if you buy 5 boxes of macaroni and cheese and you spend $5, if you just give that $5 to the Center of Faith, we're going to be able to make that money go a lot further because of the network we have with Feed More. So if you're looking for that list is no longer in the bulletin. If you want to give food, by all means, we will always accept things like macaroni and cheese, dry pasta, spaghetti sauce, peanut butter, jelly, those kinds of things. We love it and we really do appreciate it. But really now, the way that the Center of Faith is working, giving monetary donations really does have a larger impact in the greater community. The third piece that I want to make everybody aware of again is about 6 months ago, we launched our own website for the Center of Faith. So that is www.centeroffaithrva.org. Again, it's www.centeroffaithrva.org. If you go on that website, you will see all of our key leadership that's currently working with us. You'll also see a space where if you know somebody that's in need of food, or you have a neighbor, or you meet somebody that is in need of food, send them to that website. It will tell them when we have our open distribution times, but it also gives people the opportunity to sign up to make an appointment. We realize that our open distribution times are not necessarily convenient for everybody, so we've added the opportunity to make appointments so that people can come and they can just come right to the front door, and there'll be someone there to just hand them the food when it's convenient for them. There's also a list of mental health resources on there. This is a list of about 20 or 25 resources, both local and national organizations, nonprofit organizations that we have vetted ourselves, that if people are in need of resources like that, they're all right there and everything is compiled in one spot. Last is our spiritual resources, and this is a place that people can learn a little bit about what Redeemer does and about the gospel, because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. So again, that's www.centeroffaithrva.org.
Cool. So as you see, lots of stuff happening in this area of Center of Faith, and it continues to grow, and we continue to see people's lives be impacted by what the Center of Faith is doing here through Redeemer. So again, thank you for your generosity, for your support. Thank you for continuing to provide energy and horsepower behind the Center of Faith. Becky, thank you for everything that you're doing in this space. If you have any questions about what Center of Faith is doing, please feel free to reach out to Becky. She would love to talk to you about what Center of Faith is doing, more of the details, and if you would like to volunteer or sign up, again, just talk to Becky. She'd love to talk to you about that. So again, that's really what's going on with Center of Faith. A lot of great things that are happening here. Thank you again for tuning into this month's edition of The Big Idea as we talk about what's happening at Redeemer and those three major strategic priorities: worship, ministry to families with children, and Center of Faith. Thanks, everybody. We look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye.